Wow, there are 11 of you guys waiting. So sorry we ran about 30 seconds late, but welcome into Comic Book Women. I forgot the name of the show. Comic Book Women. Welcome into Comic Book Women, everybody. We are so excited to be talking about Godzilla tonight. It's been everywhere. Everybody that's seen the movie's been raving about it. Everybody who reads the comics has been raving about it. So definitely wanted to give it some attention. Before we start, thank you to our sponsors over at Cover Price. Use code Nirvana14 for 1 month of their unlimited membership for only 99 cents. And shout out to Bird City Comics. Same deal. Use the code in the description if you want to get a special little discount on anything in the store. Are you guys ready to talk Godzilla?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But before we get going, have any of us seen the movie?
Jen has.
Jen.
Yeah, I took Brit this past weekend, and then we're gonna see the black and white version on Sunday. And then we're talking about this, and she was saying that this is it'll be her first black and white film at a theater. And I was like, does Pleasantville count? And she's like, no.
Pleasantville doesn't count. Oh, really quickly, Nimesh Patel. Yay. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate that. Good evening to you as well. Yeah, we're going to see you in C2E2. We were just talking about that backstage. So thank you for that. We appreciate the support. Do you think that the black and white will be like more impactful?
So it's interesting because I know a lot of people will just say things to like market it, but the team behind this new Godzilla -1 seems very genuine, and they got to go to like George Lucas's like Lucasfilm, and they got to meet like Dave Filoni, and so they've seen this movie so many times, right? And then they said that this minus color version, like the black and white, isn't just that they just took it and just made it black and white, that they actually went through and made sure to like make the blacks darker, and then like to make it, they did a process that is not just an easy like done, right? And they said when they watched it that it really changed how, and they've seen it so many times, that it changed how they perceived it, and it was scary. Yeah. So Britt and I, like, we're both excited. We'll see it Sunday because
maybe we can make it because it's only for a certain amount of time, right?
Yeah, it's for a week.
For a week. Shout out to David. This is Sarah's
brother-in-law.
Yeah. In the chat.
Yeah. Hey, David.
Hello.
Hi,
all right. Yeah, I'm going to go and see it. I just have to find the time. I just haven't. But it is an iconic film. What
was your first Godzilla film?
The horrible one that came out when I was like 15, 16.
No. 98. It was a 98 one.
It'd be 98 roughly.
Yeah, so that's the Matthew Broderick.
That one had a fantastic soundtrack, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I think it was done by P. Diddy. But
it had a great soundtrack because I remember I bought the soundtrack for the movie back when there was like, CDs, and I used to listen to the soundtrack all the time. But yeah, it must have been the 98 one because I was.
Did it have Matthew Broderick in it and in New York and eggs in Madison Square Garden?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Did Godzilla look more like a T-Rex?
Yes.
Okay.
So
there's also a cartoon based upon that movie.
Oh yeah.
That's the MCU and DCEU too, huh? Movies to shame. All right.
It does, yeah. My first was
that Godzilla 2000. Sorry.
Mine was like, I think probably black and white. The one that I remember distinctively was Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. My dad and I used to watch these movies. I think they were on either Saturdays or Sundays, and the guy in the rubber suit as Godzilla. You gotta love it. I mean, and it was dubbed, and it was just it was great, but it was like campy, but I loved it. So,
and I'm curious in the chat. I'm pointing over here. I'm not sure where the chat would be. What are your guys' first Godzillas? Because everyone has their first.
That's the only one I can think of, and it did have a good soundtrack. I don't care what Jen says. It did. It had a good soundtrack. Because I remember I bought the CD for that. That was like it. Can't say I'm a huge Godzilla person.
Have you seen the 2014 one?
Is that the one where they fight against each other and one's like full of radiation?
Godzilla versus Kong?
No.
Oh, does that count? Does that count?
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah. The one that was done by, I think it was Gareth Edwards who did he did one of the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
It is superb. It has Bryan Cranston in it, Aaron.
Oh, with Millie Bobby, Stranger Things?
No, those things
Oh,
are
the one before that one.
hate all those ones.
The one before that.
No.
Do we watch
It was
Bryan Cranston?
Yeah. He
He did.
spoiler alert, he doesn't make it.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert. I think I wrote it down. No,
I've seen versus Kong. Yeah.
Ugh. Yeesh.
What, so my exposure's bad, Sarah? I've only seen the bad versions. Well, that's why I haven't been excited about this one. Everybody's talking about it, and I saw like the one clip where he's who was it? Steven Spielberg said that he wanted Jaws to be like Godzilla, but then there's like a part where Godzilla obviously is paying homage to Jaws.
Right.
So Britt was in your ballpark, wasn't too excited about going to see it, and then was pleasantly surprised.
Okay. Well, I trust Britt. What'd she say?
She says she really enjoyed it.
Okay.
I mean, we're seeing it again.
She's singing it again because she loves you. That's what it is.
Oh.
That's what it is. This is a serious character development. Okay. That's good. That's what I want to see. I want to know that it's more than just like, I don't know. I'm going to go. I promise you I will. And then I will post a whole thing about it.
The acting was very good.
That is awesome.
That's very cool.
I knew I loved it. I love her even more now.
Oh, we just downloaded Monarch. I'm going to watch that next. Okay, let's jump in. So first up, Godzilla stats. Jen, I'm going to make you cover the created by because it's impossible to pronounce. So have fun with that.
So I'm really sorry. Actually, my goal before I turn 50 is to learn Japanese. And then I want to go to Japan before I turn 50.
I want to go to Japan too. I'll go with you. You can speak for both of us.
There's a few people. I think we can do a nearing Nirvana thing because a few people want to go.
Okay.
So if you ask me in 10 years, I'll be much better at saying these names. But Tomoyuki Tanaka was a producer and seen as like the father creator of Godzilla. But the director was Ishiro Honda. And then the special effects was Eiji Tsuburaya.
Oh. I think the T is silent. I think. Very good. All right. It was created in 1954. There, I did the hard part. There are 37 movies, you guys, plus one upcoming, which is incredible. That just shows you what a cult following this character has. Shows and cartoons, 4 tunes, and 1 TV show. And let's see, games 33 to 53, various sources. Sarah, cover the inspiration.
Yeah, so this inspiration of Godzilla came from post-World War II Japan when the atomic bombings of Nagasaki and Hiroshima happened. So pretty cool. Little history connection.
Oh, I like H&H Comics' comment.
Let's see here. The only reason I went to this movie was because my daughter is taking Japanese in school.
Oh, konnichiwa.
Cool. Our school only offers Spanish. Like there's no other options. Like it's Spanish and that's it. They don't even offer French anymore, which is kind of a bummer. I was like, it used to be French and Spanish, but Japanese is amazing. So good for her. Okay, moving on.
Oh, real quick. So Britt, the upcoming one is Godzilla X Con, The New Empire comes out March 29th. But it's American.
Ooh. Okay.
No.
So we like to cover more than just comics on this show. So what do we have here, starting with the left?
So it is a toy from 1978. I know that Godzilla has a big following from like all across like the globe, right? I just was like, whoa, some of these prices. The one on the right hand side, the Godzilla Crestwood, I think it's from 1977. That's one. I mean, you might get lucky at like bookstores and stuff to go through. And then I thought it was really cool, the Smog Monster, the one you're talking about, Sarah. You can see like someone has like the old school. Oh my god,
Film?
Real. Film?
Real, yeah.
Real.
That's cool.
But different toys and the prices are.
Look at the new Empire one. Is somebody bought it for $1,000 plus $21 in shipping. Ooh.
This is incredible stuff. Like the prices here. Can I ask a little question without sounding completely ignorant? Because I told you I'm not like a huge Godzilla person. And if you had it, you know how we do intelligence stats? Is Godzilla smart?
See, so we're probably end up doing a part 2.
Well said, Jen. No, that was good.
Smart. It depends on what iteration, right? Like between comics and movies and games, there it varies, but it's supposed to be, I think, around like, do you consider King Kong smart?
I think of King Kong as like dolphin smart.
Yeah. Well,
no.
I think these two monsters are more like tactical versus, they can't they're not figuring
like Predator
out. They're not going, we must, reading and stuff. It's more, I would think, more tactical when fighting. I don't think they're smart, maybe emotional, because Godzilla and I think some of King Kong has shown like emotions, or you may hear that sometimes Godzilla is a good monster. So I don't know about intelligence.
I think Luis Olivio is correct that if you look at like King Kong uses tools. I might be wrong. Does Godzilla use? Because part 2.
He throws rocks at other monsters. Does that count as being smart?
I don't know. King is closer to human smarts in his ability to learn.
Maybe we'll do a King Kong before March 29th.
You do like a versus show. That'd be kind of fun. Guys, there are 20 of you hanging out with us right now. Thank you for tuning in. We know there's a bunch of stuff going on tonight, so we appreciate you being here. Make sure you give the show a thumbs up if you haven't already. And we are covering Godzilla. Next up. So now, guys, little asterisks here. Jen and her brilliant brain tend to, I don't even know what you would call it, go Godzilla on us every once in a while. So she has to really look into these things and she has to know the answers. And she found some really interesting information that I think you're going to want to hear.
So, humongous asterisk. I think one of the biggest things in research is knowing when you need help. And when you need help, having a community that you can reach out to and knowing, right? Because everyone's research isn't always going to be complete. And like, I don't speak Japanese and I don't have like my finger on the pulse of like, especially foreign, like I'm brand new at trying to research stuff there. So I reached out to Josh from International Comics because I found not this, the next slide is what I came across, but I'm like, something about it seems, I don't know, is this real? And then there's a Discord called Manga Grail, and they were very helpful. So they're the ones that pushed in the direction of this. So this is from October 1954. I cannot pronounce, but put in the corner right there. So you can type that in, and then that'll help you.
Shueisha Omoshiro. That's
pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And so they have the two interiors. So this is the true first, unless someone can find someone before this, but true first for Godzilla, like, and then there's a nice price range, and yeah. I'm
$950 for the possible last sale, we think, because it's kind of hard to be able to track all this type of stuff. But I want to just reiterate what Jen said. That's very smart to know that we're not smart enough to not need help. You know what I mean? Like the ultimate intelligence is being able to say, I don't know what I'm talking about. I need help. So well done, you.
Yeah, especially making a purchase like this. If you're going to drop some serious cash, make sure you get yourself educated, because the last thing you want is somebody to make like photocopies and send it to you for $950. So.
Oh my God, can you imagine? And I feel like that happens a lot. People just don't know and they don't want to ask for help. And so they end up buying bullshit.
Right.
All right. So what do we have here?
Because this is what I came across. So this is from March 1955, Bukira magazine. And what they were able to help me out with, the Manga Grail peeps, was that this is the first manga, but that whoever paid for it, I'm really sorry if you're watching, from January 20th, that they kind of overpaid. That like recently, they typically sell for around and under $200.
What if it was in a real sale though?
Well, this is the thing. Like when I clicked on it, I'm like, oh, there's interior photos. That's awesome. But then when I read the description, something just, whenever you see first comic appearance and they're like, because I've seen it with Avatar. We did an Avatar show and someone put first Avatar comic and it was wrong. And I wrote them telling them that it was wrong, but they never took it down. But the average person, if you're just searching for something, like they're just going to trust, like, oh, why would someone lie to me? But they would lie to you to make money.
Right. So it's good to be true. That's really the saying to go by.
So I'm really grateful for Josh and for Manga Grail, the Discord, like, because this helped clarify, like 3,500. If you find this, typically around 200 or under.
Okay. Yeah. Good to know. If you guys aren't sure, always ask. And ask somebody who might not know, but they could find somebody who does know. And eventually that's what community is about, is watching each other's backs and not falling for scams. So, all right, let's kick off the list. First comic up tonight. Why did we have Life with Archie?
Shoot, I forgot to include the photo. So there's a one page. So this is Life with Archie number 41 from 1965. But it's supposed to be the first US appearance, but they don't say the name Godzilla. So, oh shoot, I forgot to do the photo, but it's fine.
We can imagine.
So, dang it. And then on the right-hand side, it's a 4-page promotional comic, Cinema Shares International from 1976, maybe 1973. It was handed out at theaters. Can't really find like a price. Some places say like as low as $9, but as high as $100. It's like as a ballpark, but most people don't consider these when talking about Godzilla comics or the prior ones that we just showed.
But if you're a completionist and you kind of want to have everything, then this is kind of cool to know. I don't think a lot of people probably even know about that. So, okay, moving on. So these ones don't have pricing, but...
So I just thought these were cool. I come across stuff and I'm like, okay, I can't really find any prices. I have a hard time trying to decipher stuff. But Weekly Shonen Magazine by Kodansha. It's from like November of 1967 on the left. And you have, who is it again, Sarah?
Oh, Son of Godzilla in that picture on the right. You have Godzilla and Son of Godzilla.
He got his mom's ears, huh?
I remember seeing this and I just thought, how ugly, like it's not even cute.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Have you seen that? I don't know if it's real, the Godzilla X Kong New Empire. Looks like there's a kid Kong. I wonder if this is like a tip of the hat to...
Oh no, that just makes me even more not want to see it.
Right is Baragon?
So the right... So this is where like... I did it more for the cool images. And I probably should have asked the group that I just talked about before, the Manga Grail, but I didn't want to like bother them too much.
Bother them.
Manga...
They probably love it.
It's from like 1968, June.
So Comics with Bueller got to see Anthony today. I was so jealous. He went to the warehouse and got to see Ant in action over there, but I didn't get to see him. But hi, Bueller. Good to have you in the show. Okay, next up. Oops, wrong way. Here we go. So now we're getting into some of the comic books. Guys, you're probably familiar with the one on the left. I mean, it's been on a lot of the lists recently, but Jen, want to tell us about both of these?
So it's Godzilla number one from 1977. It's considered the first ongoing U.S. comic. This is a 30-cent one, but there's a 35-cent one for both of these actually. That is more sought after and more expensive. The one on the right is just number two from 1977, also 30-center. But 35 cent is what you want if you can. I mean, either one, but if you see 35.
Massive price difference there too. So guys, if you're not able to afford the number one, you can get the number two as a placeholder, or even just to kind of remind yourself one day to track down that number one if you really, really want it. Sarah, do you have either of these?
I don't, and I really want that number one.
Oh, so when I first met Britt, she had a friend who loved Godzilla, had a whole room full of Godzilla stuff. So I made it my mission to track one down. I think I got a very fine for $8, and then I gave it to him for his birthday.
No.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. No, don't share. Sarah, we taught her nothing. Yeah.
Oh, Jen.
I know. No, now I regret. I mean, a little part of me is like, oh, I wish I would have found another one. But I was like, oh, I'll come across another one eventually, and I just never did.
Ooh, H. Nation's daughter is here and can help translate some of the books. That's awesome.
Nice. Oh, nice.
Hey, we gotta say, we'll cook for you, Bueller. Bueller's on right now, yet. Okay, so let's see. On the left-hand side for the number one, we're talking $73 for a very fine, a 9.6 going for $222 on a slight decline, which is surprising to me. On the right-hand side, we see the number two on a slight increase, probably because people can't afford the number one, so they're going for the number two. Really, Anthony? A very good one for $8, so much more affordable. Let's keep cruising. Okay, what do we have here?
These are my picks.
Yes, I'm having a cranberry vodka. I've earned it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So the one on the right is Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Aw. Number 3. This came out in October of 1977. The cover artist is Herb Trimpe. And the one on the left-hand side is Godzilla, King of the Monsters, number 24. This came out in July of 1979. This is both from Marvel Comics. Again, cover artist by Herb Tempe. I own this one, number 24. And what's cool is that this is Godzilla versus S.H.I.E.L.D., Fantastic Four, and the Avengers. This is also the final issue. Unfortunately, Marvel relinquished its rights for the Godzilla name. So,
but it ends up working out for us later in the show.
Absolutely. So, but yeah, the right one is just on the cover itself. I love this like close-up cover. I kind of wish that they didn't have Iceman and the rest. It should have been like just the face of Godzilla. I think it would have been really cool. But I like them both. So, and like I said, I own number 24. So
nice.
Yeah.
So which
very solid pick. I would go with the right. I like the look of it. I think it's kind of an evergreen piece.
Right?
So I would go right, but let's take a look. So fine. On the left, we're looking at $14. The right takes the win at $26 for a fine, with the most recent 9.8 going for almost $500. Asterisk, meaning that it was a sale a while back. The left, the number 3, went for $220 in the same condition. So definitely snag those up if you come across a 24 anywhere out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Good pick, Sarah.
Thank you. Number 24 is hanging in my hallway.
Nice.
That's awesome. You know, I like pieces like that where it's just, it captures the character and you don't have to worry about the rest of it. It's just that character. And it's like, oh, as Jen says, chef kiss.
Chef's kiss.
Okay, next up. So these were Lucy's picks, but since she's not here, Sarah's going to fill in for the one that Lucy picked, I should say.
Yeah. So this is Godzilla Half Century War number 1. This is through IDW. This is the retailer's incentive 1 in 10 by Frank Tehran. She picked it because the plot is the year is 1954, which that's when the Godzilla movies came out. It's Lieutenant Murakami is on hand when Godzilla first makes landfall, so that's why she picked it. So, and it's a really cool cover. I mean, we talk about Godzilla -1 black and white. Like, I think this is just a perfect end piece with the movie.
Oh, 100% fits. Okay, what's she going up against,
And
Jen?
real quick, the Frank Taryn did the infamous cover of Punisher 102 with a bullseye. So it's cool. I really like the left. But on the right, it's Godzilla Rulers of Earth #1 from 2013 by Matt Frank. Matt Frank, if you go on Instagram, has a pretty cool. He's a really cool Instagram, and then it leads to his website that has a bunch of Godzilla and these fantastic monsters for prints and stuff. There's like a Godzilla versus Kong one that's pretty good. And I can't find my notes about the story. I haven't read that one. I think it's cool when they do that. I mean, you can never open it up like that, but I love when they do the wraparound.
Yeah, the wraparound is cool. I agree with you. We actually will see another one of those coming up here. Thank you. Yeah, these shows are not just like us just randomly picking shit. Like, we definitely go through and try to find things that we would want to collect as collectors, and we think you guys would like as well. Okay, so let's go to the pricing. So we're looking at $52.
Which would you have picked?
The one on the right.
Left.
Oh, I would have done the left and the left.
I would have gone left.
The one on the left. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, the right's cool too. They're both cool. Sorry.
No, the left is fantastic. I think Lucy nailed it on this one. So yes, Godzilla Half Century War, the retailer incentive variant #1 went for $52 with $8 in shipping. So we'll just say it's a $60 comic. On the right-hand side, we're looking at $19 raw. So yeah, Lucy takes the win on this one.
Right? Both not too shabby.
Dude, I've been hearing about this Monarch TV show for so long. I need to watch it.
Me too. I heard it's very good. I don't have Apple TV, but I will find a way to watch it.
I give you like trials. Jen taught me that trick. Do trials, then cancel when it's over, then use somebody else's account and do a trial again.
Yeah, just take a week off of work and binge all the things.
Exactly. All right, next up, whose picks are these?
Well, the one on the left is mine, and the one on the right is Lucy. So the one on the left is Godzilla in Hell by Jeff Zornow. It's an EC homage. What do you say it again?
Homage?
Yes. Subscription variant from 2015. I love it. I love it so much, but it is
Beautiful. It's really, really well done. Just reminds me of that old the Japanese art, that style. It looks very what do they call that, Sarah? Japanese art has a word for it. H&H, if your daughter's watching, what do they call the Japanese style of art?
Oh, like when they did like the waves and stuff?
Yeah. There's a name to it, or there's a technique to it. There's something, I don't know.
Didn't we talk about that with was it Stan Sakai?
Yes. Remember when Jen's like, the water looks wet? That one? Yeah.
Yes.
Remember that? I remember that.
Yeah.
I'll never live that down.
No, never.
Right?
I should just flip that and just play it whenever I'm having a bad day. The water looks wet. It does, Jen.
I can't find it. Oh, I see it.
Exchange wheel and tell us. What's on the right-hand side while we're waiting?
This is Lucy's pick. It is Godzilla Oblivion #4 through IDW. This is also a retail incentive. It's a 1 in 10. This came out in June of 2016, and the cover is done by Michael Walsh, which I really love. She nailed it again. I like the contrast of the dark to the orange. You have this kid like watching his city get destroyed by Godzilla.
You're crazy. The Godzilla in Hell kicks this cover's ass.
Well, I like them both.
Come on. Let's be honest here. Like, this one's so much cooler than that one.
I like them both. I think Lucy did a good pick. I think she picked a good one. But I
love you, Lucy, but I go left, hands down. Sarah, what about you? Left or right?
Oh, Lucy, I love you, but I will go as much as I talked about your cover. I do like the left. I think it's stunning.
Well, here we go. All right. So near mint, $100, which is probably why Jen cringed when she said she wanted it. She's like, oh. 9.8 went for almost $200, whereas the number 4 Godzilla Oblivion went for $4. So under ratio.
So actually, there hasn't one that's been sold recently, like on Cover Price. There's an NA, and so this is one of the ones that's currently for sale.
Okay. And then, here we got an answer. Not a style, but the great wave of Kanagawa is often a subject. Hopefully I said that right. Sorry to H&H's daughter if I didn't. All right. Let's keep moving. Okay. These are both really fun. Whose picks are these?
So these just got thrown in there.
These are awesome.
Godzilla, yeah. It's if you're looking a little bit more affordable, I love the best ofs that IDW's been doing with like the Turtles, and now they're doing Godzilla. So this is 96 pages of stories that have been told. They chose the best stories of Godzilla and put this into this. It came out in June in 2022. And then on the right-hand side, what you're seeing is the plastic bag for it. But this is Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong #1. It's a Christian Deuce Godzilla Roar Sound FX gatefold comic. So when you open it, it roars.
I've seen videos. Jen told me about this, and I'm like, okay, I have to see this for myself. If you Google it or go onto YouTube, it's amazing. It goes.
Yeah. What does it do? I'm sorry, I missed that. Oh. It's like a cat.
But it's fabulous. No, I love it.
So you go right, I take it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just a badass cover too. Look at that. Like how menacing.
It's the plastic bag. So if you get it, just cut it very nicely off. Because it's not what's underneath.
Oh, come on, Jen. A true collector would just keep it in the bag. Yeah, it would just.
You buy 2?
I can just go onto YouTube.
That is the problem with our generation. I could just go onto YouTube and I don't have to hear it for myself. You have to experience it. You have to open it up.
Send this to CGC. What will they do? Will they cut it open?
I believe they do. Yeah. I don't think I've never seen a graded polybagged comic. It would have to be opened. Maybe they send you the bag back or they throw the bag away.
Interesting.
Chad Cave, you're in the chat. You have a shit ton of comics. What happens if you have a polybagged and you send it in? They open it, right? And then throw the bag away?
But what about the Superman ones that are all polybagged?
They probably rip them open, or the faithless ones.
Ugh.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
No, thank you. You just keep it in the poly bag.
I think they rip it open. I'm pretty sure, but anyway. All right, so let's take a look. So on the right hand or the left hand side, we have $7 for the raw. On the right, we're looking at $12 raw. So there you go. I've never seen a polybag booked in the gray case, right? So they have to open them. I don't know.
Can you did they keep it on? What if you like wrote it and you're like, can you just keep it on?
Can you X-ray this book and grade it?
Grade a bag though. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, you said they just have to use their fingers very gently and then make sure there's no spine ticks. And then if it feels good, then it's good. No.
My question is, do they give you the bag back? I'm guessing they don't. They just send you the slab and they throw it away.
Oh, that's horrible.
I think happens. Okay, moving on. Next up. Oh, okay. So these are my picks. On the left-hand side, this is the Laura/Brit pick, because her and I are both very similar in our art styles. But on top of that, if you ask me, like, Laura, what were you watching last night? I am huge on time period pieces. I like going into the past. If I had to pick between the future and the past, I pick the past. So this book, the premise of it, it's in the 1500s. So it's before humanity has had the opportunity to explore the globe. And back then, they believed that monsters lived under the ocean. That was just the common belief. So here there be dragons used to be written on all the maps, warning people not to go to that area. So this cover, which came out in 2023, is done by Tyler Kirkham. This is the Virgin, though. There's also a trade, which is much cheaper. But either way, I think it's amazing. I think the way that this is done really captures the essence of the book. And I love that old style border. I think it's just very, very well done.
I like the compass.
Right? The compass is amazing. The ship is amazing. It was also written by the same person that did Old Lady Harley. Hold on. I have this written down. Oh, it's Frank Terry again. Yeah.
Nice.
And on the right-hand side, we have another wraparound cover. So Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong originally had a number 1 and number 2, but those 2 issues sold out. So what they did is they brought it back with this supersized issue that contained both issues. Again, I like wraparounds. I thought that was kind of a neat premise, and it's nice to kind of get both of them all at the same time. So
It's a cool perspective.
it is. It's from underneath, like you're laying on the ground, like you're laying on your back, sort of, right? Yeah.
I don't know what I would do if I looked up and I saw that.
I would just stay where I was. I wouldn't move. I would just lay there. But like, if I die here, this isn't a bad way to go. You know, this is a good view on my way out. That's how I would think about it. The artist is Mikkel Janin. So yeah, those are my 2 picks. Sarah, left or right?
Ooh, I like the left a lot. That is evergreen piece, like you always say. Definitely could see that in my hallway as well. The Kong one for Justice, is it the Justice League versus Kong? Is that what it's called, Jen?
Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong.
Versus Kong. It's all 3.
No. There's one where Kong also, like when you open it up, it goes like, you know.
Oh, you mean the last one that we showed? Yeah, it's the same book. It's the same book.
Okay, yeah.
And there's like a Kong version of it that makes the Kong noise.
Yeah, he goes. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Your sound effects tonight, man.
Right?
Yes, you do, Chad.
But yeah, I definitely go for your pick all the way. That would be a really cool poster too.
Yes, I agree.
I have one criticism on this book. I wish that they had extended the edges out a little bit farther. The black border, I think that they could have just pulled it to the edge of the comic and it would have been even a little bit better, but that's just my only thing. What about you, Jen? Left or right?
Left. Yeah.
I'd ask Britt, but she already says left. Okay, so we're looking at the last raw no grade sold for $30. The most common's around $13, whereas the Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong is going for about $7 with $9 or $3 shipping. So $10, we'll say. So yeah, left takes the win. Yeah. Moving on. What is this about, Jen? We kind of talked about it already, but
yeah, in the very beginning we talked about Godzilla -1. So coming out this Friday for 1 week, it's Godzilla -1 minus color. And the people who worked on it said they didn't just do a simple like black white, that they actually went through and there's like a special like procedure or way of doing this to where like the darks are really dark and they took care in making this an actual.
So it's not
really
just like a filter on Instagram.
Yeah, it's not just a filter. And they said that they've seen it so many times, but when they saw it with minus color, that it made it more eerie. It made it almost more like a good documentary, like that they just So I have my tickets for Sunday. I'm gonna see it again, but now with minus color.
This is interesting. I didn't know this. So Japan Godzilla won and the US Kong won.
Really?
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
Well, I know that like Kong came out first, right?
Yeah.
And then Godzilla came out next. Do you think that people in the US are more Kong versus Godzilla?
They're like, US Kong. US.
I've never thought about it, but yeah, Godzilla's always been known as more of a because you picture like all the people running, you think, okay, Godzilla is more of a Japanese entity, and then you think Kong, you think the blonde in the white dress he's holding in her hand, that's more of an American. He's on the Empire State Building, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes sense that we would kind of side with more with Godzilla, and he's smarter, as we established earlier, so we win.
Well,
I mean,
I don't make the rules, Jen.
This poster,
right?
this poster's pretty cool,
Yes.
right? And some people made some t-shirts out of this poster. I don't know. Are you okay? Anyone in the chat is everyone gonna go see minus color? And Britt made a good point that it'll be our first official black and white movie that we've ever seen in theaters.
What about the show? What was the show? Oh my God. Werewolf by Night.
Oh yeah.
So
but
does
in
that
theaters.
count?
I didn't see it in theaters.
But what did you think about that being in black and white and they want to change it to color? Did the black and white, what does black and white add to a media like this? Like, what does it give it that you can't experience in color? Is it almost like a dream? Because we dream in black and white, right?
Did you see it? Did you see it in color? I didn't see it in color yet.
No.
It's phenomenal in color. It's brings out more detail.
It's better in color though?
Do you think that they made it in color and then just did the was it sepia?
Like a filter? They just did a filter over it and then made it black and white?
No, I don't think they did a filter. But you definitely, if you've watched it in color, you see a lot more, especially in that room, when they see the Bloodstone Father, when they kind of go around the dome of the room, it's a little bit more detailed. I like them both. I like the fact that the black and white reminds me of the Universal monsters, so that those black and white, those kind of creepy kind of, you don't know what's going to happen. And I just felt with the colorized version of it too, it's kind of like, it kind of brings you in a little bit more, but it's still, it's got that element of scariness. So, but I think it both ways is just phenomenal. So.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know because I saw the Godzilla -1 already in color. I'll see it again. I wouldn't say baby Godzilla. I would say pre-atomic bomb Godzilla. And it's kind of cool that they did a retelling of the first Godzilla film, but from the perspective of it was interesting.
What do you mean pre-atomic bomb Godzilla?
So in the first one, you find out that Godzilla is just this prehistoric dinosaur type of being that just survived the extinction, right? And he's around the size of I imagine like a T-Rex, right? And so you see him that size, and then there's something that like the main character could have done. So then the atomic bomb comes. And then you see him get blasted with the radiation, and then he morphs into how we know Godzilla. And then the main character realizes this is the same being. And yeah, I liked it. And yeah, I don't want to get too much away.
So what does Godzilla represent? It represents the monstrosity of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And
yeah. Because of the testing too. A lot of the islands close to Japan were used as testing sites for the atomic bomb. So yeah, so that's what it kind of represents. Very cool that they've kind of mixed, again, history and, kind of this story together.
Oh, I haven't seen Logan in black and white. Okay, but I'm talking about not just seeing it on your TV, in the theater.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie in black and white in the theater. In the theater. Yeah.
Not in the theater, no. Not that I can think of, no. I know that they do like events in New York City where you can go to the Central Park and they'll play like older movies like, It's a Wonderful Life or whatever, but I've never actually been to one before. And I think that you guys, if you are watching, this is a very limited opportunity. I'm curious to see though, eventually when it comes to, streaming services or whatever, Blu-ray, I'm curious if they'll add both takes on there. I'm assuming they will. Right?
Well, yeah, because we saw it was in Japanese with English subtitles.
Yes, that's what I've heard too.
I love it. Schindler's List. I've seen not in the theater though. I wasn't in the theater.
No, I didn't see it in the theater either.
But there's a really good episode of Seinfeld where he goes to see Schindler's List in the theater. Do you guys not have seen Seinfeld?
I've only seen like 2 episodes. I saw the one where he wanted like extra wide lanes because he bought part of a freeway, so he like made the lane really wide. I saw
was
that
Kramer.
one.
Yeah, Kramer did that, and then Elaine got to drive it, and like was like, but
yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to
Anyways, all right. We're getting totally sidetracked. So Godzilla -1 minus color is only available in theaters January 26th through February 1st. So I agree with Jen. I think that's an experience where if you're in the theater, it's different than sitting on your couch. So if you can, go see it and let us know what you guys think. That was it for us for tonight. So again, until next time, shout out to our sponsors over at Cover Price and Bird City Comics. If you guys follow the Bird City Comics page, we did a Moon Man #1, which was written by Kid Cudi. We did a Jumpman homage. And this Friday, we are going to be launching, I haven't shown the image yet, but we'll be launching Moon Man #2. And it's, oh my God, Anthony's going to kill me. What's that famous move where that guy like catches the football one-handed? Like, he's like, ah! I'm asking the wrong crowd, right? A famous thing where like,
no, I know what you're talking about because he only used like 2 fingers or 3 fingers and like
it's
barely caught it.
So we have basketball for the first one, which is like the Michael Jordan thing, which I know that one. But then there's this one where like he like catches it one-handed. Shit.
I think Chad Cave.
There we go. Yay!
The one-handed catch that's like super famous. So we'll be showing that image tomorrow. Make sure you guys tune in. Oh my God, they're all like, Laura, you're stupid. Sorry, follow.
I know. I mean, I watch football, and I was like, "What?"
Well, it's from a while ago. It's from a while ago. It's not like recent.
I think I remember the catch, yeah. But then I just got done watching the Packers, so this weekend.
Oh, can you do? Who's that kid that we like from the Blackhawks that got hurt? Oh, dang it. Oh, my God. It's this kid from the Blackhawks who's freaking amazing. And he did this thing where he, like, picked up the puck, like, on his stick and then, like did, like, a lacrosse move around the thing. And it was freaking amazing. Connor Bernard. Yeah, Connor Bernard. Yes.
I don't know who that is.
No, I don't.
You don't know. He's, like, an amazing... I'm going to send you guys stuff.
I don't watch
send
hockey.
me stuff.
I don't watch hockey.
Yeah, I don't either. Like,
No.
I don't watch hockey.
Did you not like the Mighty Ducks?
Well, I've seen that. I don't know if that counts as watching hockey though.
That's just the next, that's the baby step. And then you watch a game and then you see these awesome like things and you're just like,
yeah, no. Hockey's up there with golf for me. Like, I'm just not interested.
Well, you cannot put hockey and golf in the same thing.
You're hitting
You can't put hockey and golf.
They're both just like, I don't understand what's happening. It's just like, meh.
But there's still like checks going on. And like,
if you're going to watch a sport, it's basketball, right? You watch basketball. That's fast. It moves. It's going. Like baseball is kind of like really hard to watch.
Oh, that's hilarious. My brother and
if it's a good baseball game, but if it's every game can be hockey. I'm gonna send you the stuff. You're gonna like
hold on. That's it. Yeah, that's the famous like catch, which I don't see how that's that hard. You're just catching the ball with one hand. Like, why is that difficult?
Right? That's your job.
I could do that.
Right? All day.
Yeah, all day. But anyways, yeah, so we're going to be having issue #2 coming out. And if that doesn't give you an idea, I think there's like 5 in this series. So Bird City has a very distinctive view. Just say Anthony has a very distinctive view of how he wants all these covers to play out. So that'll be tomorrow. Join our IG if you haven't already. In the meantime,
I like our
Sarah's at She78. What, Jen?
I like our chat.
Our chat's funny. Hockey is way faster than... Really?
Dude, you're skating around? How someone skating is always me faster than someone running.
I like
it when the whole chat.
I like it when they fight on the hockey. They like,
That's the only reason you watch hockey is to see them fight.
No, it's not all about fighting with the fisticuffs.
Yeah, it's kind of like NASCAR. You watch it for the crashes.
No, that's
yes, you do.
No.
I don't. NASCAR's boring too, though. And yeah, they don't flop. Like, who was that guy? Chris Paul. He played for the Suns. He used to just like fall down all the time. And I'm a Phoenix Suns fan, but it annoyed the shit out of me to watch him. I'm like, you are so faking. I'm gonna make people mad.
Soccer, they flop in soccer too.
That's true. Soccer does it too. But like with Chris Paul, it was like somebody would like tap him. He'd go flying across the court. And it's like, anyways, hockey is the best sport except for combat sports. Okay, now you're speaking Jen's language because she was like a boxer and stuff. So
Boxing's cool too. I like boxing.
Muay Thai, MMA.
Yeah. See, it's all about the fights.
Jiu-jitsu.
We should do a
ballet.
sports episode.
Ballet is always a good one. Pilates, yoga.
To watch?
Yeah, I'm sure most of the guys in the chat will watch anybody do Pilates.
That's true.
Downward dog, Jen. I mean, come on.
That's true.
Anyways, that's it for us tonight. We will see you guys next Tuesday. So thank you for tuning in and have a great night. Don't forget to sub the channel if you haven't already. This is just one of several shows we have going all week, and we definitely want your support/subscription. So please share us out and sub. Have a great night. We will see you guys next week.